The best image for me for Christmas is the light. I think we talked about this last year because I always talk about it because it's such a great image. You know, the sun, you notice how dark it is when you get up now and how dark it is when you go home. Okay, well, we celebrate Christmas on December 25th because the sun is now coming back into our part of the world. It's gone south, it's coming back up north, and the light is, and so Christ is the light of the world. So the question we should ask ourselves is, okay, how can I be a light to the people I live with? How can I be a light to the people that I work with? How can I be the light of Christ? And you too will notice it. You have your families, and you'll see impatience. You're going to see little stresses. But the true spirit of Christmas is, okay, so how can I be patient when I'm feeling impatient? How can I be kind when I'm feeling unkind? How can I be thoughtful when I am tempted to thoughtlessness? This is the true spirit of Christ. This is the true spirit of the season, when human beings strive to be at their best, strive to be, but as I say, you know, if you're only thinking about that right now, you haven't had time to practice.
But we still do see a lot of giving.
Yep.
We see a lot of people make an effort to be able to get into homes, to be able to get into families, to be able to get into schools, to be able to offer something to others. And I want to bring it back to that for a second, because I know you work in St. Martin de Porres. You have seen your students, their living condition, you know, the challenges they face, families who struggle, families who perhaps aren't as cohesive as they should be. What's it like for you when you see the larger community stepping up to be able to offer something more to other Belizeans?
A lot of children who would not otherwise enjoy Christmas will be enjoying Christmas, and a lot of parents will breathe a sigh of relief because they've been able to give their kids something. So you're right, there's a lot of sharing and caring, as the phrase goes, and this conspiracy of love. I wish everybody would so conspire. It's gratifying.
Do you think that as families, we are actually teaching the children what the light really means? And what would you do to have families teach their children? Because it's all about them.
Right.
How would you teach a family to teach a child what the light really means?
Well, that's great. And so I have opportunities to speak publicly, and I obviously speak every Sunday at Mass. And I think it's an image. I ask people, I say, what is the most popular image or symbol of Christ? And everybody will say, well, the cross. And then people will say, the Eucharist. I say, well, the Eucharist isn't a symbol, it's really the body and blood of Christ. And it's not the cross, it's the sun. Everything revolves around the sun. The early church took the sun and said, okay, here's the deal, John, here's the deal. It started, Romans celebrated the coming of the sun back into the northern hemisphere. And it was called Dies Natalis Invicti Sol, the day of the unconquerable sun, birthday of the unconquerable sun. So Christians said, well, wait a minute. Our God is an unconquerable sun. So we plastered Christmas right on top of the pagan holiday, and now nobody celebrates the sun per se, but they celebrate the birth of the Son of God. Okay, nonetheless, the sun is a great, great symbol. And every sundown, don't want to give you the willies here, but every sundown is a symbol of the death of Christ and of our own deaths. But every sunrise is a symbol of the resurrection of Christ and our own resurrection. And the symbol of the sun coming back into the northern hemisphere is a symbol of Christ coming into our lives. Midnight Mass. Why do people go to Midnight Mass? Because Midnight Mass is a symbol of the darkest hour of the darkest day. And we've all had darkest hours of the darkest day. And Christ penetrates our darkness. Only Christ, no gift, no Christ alone. The true meaning of Christmas is God came into the world because of his love for us. Share that love he has for us with each other. Christ is the light of the world. So be a little light to each other. That's it.